One of the actors in the movie is Samuel Victor, who lives in Cardiff. He's just tweeted me to say that he can now talk about it. So what we've done is we have called him and he's on the show. Sam, hello, morning to you.
Hello, Jason. Lovely to speak to you.
Good morning. Lovely to have you as well. I'm so thrilled to have one of the actors in the movie. Now, had you not told anyone? Were you not allowed to tell anyone you were in the movie?
Yeah, I've worked for Disney many times in the past, and they're very strict with their non-disclosure agreements. You're not, you sign your life away, basically, saying that you won't tell anybody anything. They like to slowly release stuff as it's going out there. They were very strict about not taking photos on set and everything. However, I did sneak a couple of sneaky photos, like the one that you just had on your Twitter there, because I had my own trailer, so I could sneakily take some photographs in my trailer without anybody noticing.
You had your own trailer. Would you like to swap lives?
Yeah. I would love to be a presenter on BBC Radio Wales.
Well, I'd love to be in Star Wars. I'll get my people to talk to your people.
Absolutely. Let's give it a go.
How do you land a part in Star Wars Rogue One?
I've been in the kind of peripheral of the music, film and television industry since I was 16, and I've just turned 35 now. And I've been working in films since about 2007. I've had lead roles as an actor in low-budget films, straight-to-DVD films, Netflix, those kind of things. And I've been an extra in big Hollywood films like Marvel films, James Bond films, everything like that. I applied I basically auditioned to be in Episode 7, The Force Awakens, last year, and I never heard back. But they obviously kept my details on file, and I literally just one day out of the blue got a phone call from my agent saying that if you can get to London for tomorrow, then they want to do a costume fitting for the new Star Wars film. And I was blown away. I couldn't believe it.
Amazing. So you didn't have to audition for this because they knew what you could do, but they wanted to see you in the costume?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm not bigging myself up. I think because it was such short notice, chances are they'd already picked somebody else, and that person couldn't make it due to illness or conflicting schedules, and they quickly scrambled around to find somebody who would fit into the same costume. And because they had my costume measurements, they obviously worked out, okay, yeah, this guy fits in the costume. Let's see if he's available. But either way, I'll take it any way I can get it. I'm incredibly lucky to have been on set and met all the cast and the director and worked with everybody. It was amazing.
Amazing. Who do you play then, Sam? I went to see it last night. It's great. I'm giving it 4 stars today. My mini review is that it's thrilling. There are some delightful nods to Star Wars, and it's a 4-star movie.
It's an absolutely brilliant film. I read a copy of the script. I had a copy of the script in my trailer, which was amazing for me because I can't overstate. I'm a massive Star Wars fan. Ever since I was a kid, watched the films over and over again. I played with, toys and everything of Star Wars. Whenever I'm in the Disney theme parks doing work for Disney, I just always head over to the Star Wars areas. Love everything to do with Star Wars. So seeing a copy of the script and reading through it, this was back in July, mind. I read the script and I was thinking this film is going to be stunning. And Gareth Edwards is an amazing director, very talented. What he did with Monsters and Godzilla was incredible. And Felicity Jones was just an absolutely amazing person to work with as well. She was such a lovely person, very down to earth, but an incredible actress. I was only on set for 4 days, but all those 4 days I was just sat there going, this film is going to be something special,
And who do you play?
I play one of the U-Wing pilots. Right. They all have different handles. I think there's 5 main U-Wing pilots, and I'm Blue 2 because the costume that the U-Wing pilots is blue, just like the X-Wing pilots wear a red costume, so they're Red 1, Red 2, Red 3. I'm Blue 2. It's not a huge part. I have a few lines, but it was brilliant to do scenes with all the main actors.
You're in Star Wars, man.
I know.
You could just be an extra walking around.
I would have been happy to be an extra, to be running around making people cups of tea, doing anything. I would have been. In fact, I thought I was going to be an extra. When I turned up, there was just hundreds and hundreds of extras all making their way to this big marquee, getting fitted for stormtroopers' costumes and everything. So I was like, I just assumed, I must be an extra as well. So I went into the tent, and somebody came in and went, Samuel Victor, and I put up my hand, and they said, oh, we're so sorry, Samuel, you've come to the wrong place. I'll get your assistant to drive you to your trailer. I just thought, what is going on? This is just absolutely out of this world. I couldn't believe it. And you get treated like royalty, which is brilliant. But like I say, I would have done it for free, and I would have done it just being an extra or a T-boy or anything.
That is amazing. What an amazing story.
Privilege to be
Stay there,
involved.
because I want to introduce James Marquand to you, who's a Cardiff-born dad. You probably know if you're a big Star Wars fan. Richard Marquand directed Return of the Jedi. Hello, James. Good morning to you.
Amazing.
Good morning.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't. I think I'm going to wait until it dies down a bit, but I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like it's great.
It really is. It's a real romp through the galaxy, I have to say, and there are some standout performances. I thought Mads Mikkelsen was utterly incredible as well, and there are some, I'm not going to give any spoiler as away, but there are some fantastic nods to what your dad created as well. I mean, what a thrill as well for Sam to be involved in a Star Wars movie, James.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Congratulations, Sam.
Oh, thanks ever so much, man. And I mean, what your dad did. I mean, you're talking about, that's my childhood, So I want to thank you on behalf of him,
Yeah. Well, I suppose it's everybody's childhood. That's the amazing thing about it, isn't it? I mean, it's sort of Disney have the rights, but I think it's really owned by everybody all around the world.
And the fans, absolutely.
What do you think it is, though? What's the lasting appeal of it, James, for you? Because last night there were people who dressed up as well at the exclusive premiere in Cardiff as well, and there was so much whooping and hollering. You don't get that with other movies.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I remember, being a kid when New Hope came out, and I don't think there's anything that's ever compared to the kind of phenomena that Star Wars was. I mean, there's other big, there's Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and things, but they had a source, they had a literary source, didn't they? Whereas Star Wars just came out of nowhere. I don't think there's ever been anything else quite like that. But I suppose George Lucas, had a sort of a grounding. He is a massive film buff, and he managed to make a film that sort of combined his interest in sort of, films like The Seventh Samurai and maybe kind of Flash Gordon serials and things like that. And he managed to sort of create this universe in a way that I don't think anybody else has, without there having been a literary source.
The other great thing as well about the movie as well is there's a real sense of Britishness going through it as well. There's so many British accents as well, and that is just utterly magnificent. But also, James, the thing I loved about it as well, it really fits in. I was really worried. As a Star Wars fan, I was worried it wasn't going to fit, that it was just going to be, that awful phrase, spin-off, usually means this has nothing to do with what you've seen before. But it fits, it works, it's beautiful.
Yeah. No, I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot about that. I mean, I thought the one before was a little bit ticking boxes, having to bring, C-3PO and the Millennium Falcon and all the various things. There was a little element of that for me, but I've heard that this one definitely doesn't do that. And it's interesting that it's kind of gone back to, the moments before A New Hope.
Yeah.
Which is also an interesting thing to do, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
But I guess there's always going to be a kind of an interest in stories about kind of plucky rebels fighting evil empires. That's always going to be a popular subject matter.
Yeah,
so.
And the Lego sets are out already.
Yeah, exactly.
Just one final word to Sam. I'm so delighted that you've come on the radio today and chatted to us, Sam. Now, I've been a newsreader. I've had a cameo role, right, in Doctor Who many times. Right. But the calls haven't come in for a couple of years, so I think I need to look for pastures new. So here's the deal. You need to get me some details as to how I could just be an extra in the next Star Wars movie. Is that okay?
My friend actually runs the extras agency that's doing episode 8 right now.
Well, it's done.
Yes, I can give you those details.
Done deal. I'm following you on Twitter now. You're following me. We shall exchange details. I'll get my people to talk to your people. You can do final score on Saturday, and I'll be an X-Wing pilot. How's that sound?
Let's do it. Love it.
Good man, Sam. Thank you so much. God bless you. Brilliant stuff. Samuel Victor plays in Star Wars A Rogue One. It starts on Friday. And as I said at the top of the programme, stretch the budget, blow the budget, watch it in 3D, watch it in IMAX. You'll love it. And thank you to James Marquand. Top man.